Well, hello everyone. How are you doing? I told you today would be a hectic night. Even though I didn't have 2 committee meetings, turned out I just had one. One of them's tomorrow. I still pretty much did come right from work. Thus, the dress shirt with big bus girl problems. Can't keep that. Why don't they put a button right there? Like, why do they do this? Oh, this show's now not getting monetized, even though I didn't show a thing. All right, we're gonna get started. And thank you, Adam. I finally did remember. Look here. I've got Twitch, and yes, birds are not real. I got Twitch here on my laptop because the program I use to stream doesn't show me everything about Twitch. Like, I can see your chat, but when people send bits, I don't see that. So I did this so I'm sure to get the whole Twitch experience. Now, before we get started with the show, I've got the LP news here. We're gonna hop right into it. I know, do I have my green screen on? Yeah, look what my eyes are doing. You see the dragon coming through the eyes? Oh, you can see the dragon coming through back there. Let me turn my much better. My green screen was coming through all the green areas here. Okay, I know a lot of people have questions as to what's going on with sore loser Nick, who within 5 months of not getting his way, like, wants to burn the place down. Okay, that's the sign of a malignant personality. I'll get into more detail on that on Friday, but there's something seriously wrong with a person who would act that way. And I'm going to liken it, and I'll do this again in my other thing. You pair up with someone like that, it's like pairing up with somebody who cheated with you on their spouse. Don't think they won't do it to you. When people act like that, with these full diapers, or as Nick liked to say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Okay, but we're gonna get into the show, but first, my grifting. Patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty. I would truly appreciate it. I'm trying to, there was a little bit of attrition, as happens when gas prices are $1 million. And I, hadn't really been tending to promoting my Patreon as much as I used to. But I would truly, truly appreciate it. It frees me up to be able to do Liberty work, which, is the goal. Also, of course, all super chats matter. Twitch bits matter. And in case you didn't know, 2 other things to promote. Actually, a few other things to promote. I'm sorry, but not sorry. I do have a sponsor that it's about time for me to promote again. And if you can use these services, it really helps me out. I don't get any kind of kickback or anything like that, but it goes to show the sponsors that sponsoring on the show helps. So right up there, Asteros, as you guys know, that is Zach, a fellow libertarian, and he owns Asteros.com, which is a cybersecurity services firm. So what they'll do is poke and prod at your digital locks for your online or another way electronically maintained business or organization, and let you know where you have some security weaknesses. Notice I didn't say if you have security weaknesses. I guarantee you do. There's very few people who don't. So go to Asteros, Asteros.com/free, and he'll give you a free surface penetration audit to give you some idea of where there may be weaknesses in your online presence of your business or organization. And thank you very, very much, Zach, for being a sponsor of the show. The last thing I have to promote, the 2 last things, I keep saying last thing. Oh, I'm itchy. Is I've got a Substack. If you didn't know, I have 2 articles on there now, but it's not Pink Flame of Liberty there. It's Karen Ann Harlow's Substack. I might change it to Pink Flame of Liberty eventually, but right now it's Karen Ann Harlow's. It's free subscription. Go subscribe. I share it also on Facebook and things like that. And lastly, my town council race is up. The website, it's Karen, Caryn, the number 4, castlerock.com. I did get some donations from my listeners, and I truly, truly appreciate it. If you can throw me a couple bucks for my town council campaign, I would appreciate it if you're looking to support a Libertarian candidate. I got a questionnaire today from it's like a local association of home builders, and Mutual 7 Freedom. I don't think you can contribute to a campaign from overseas. I mean, you obviously can indirectly through super chats and things like that, because it goes to support this channel, and of course more disposable income to me I then go and spend on my campaign. But I don't think you can give directly to the campaign being overseas. There's all kinds of laws with that, unfortunately, because they'll think you're a Russian bot trying to take over Castle Rock. The damn Russians have wanted Castle Rock forever. So I got a questionnaire today from a local home builders association, and I'm very eager. I'm going to fill out their interview questions, and then they want an in-person interview, and I'm very glad to speak with them, because one of the reasons I'm running is because of the oppressive taxes that the last town council imposed upon Castle Rock, one of them being a new home buyer's tax. Castle Rock is already prohibitively expensive, and to price first-time home buyers even further out of the market is just unconscionable to me. And the town council did the equivalent of let them eat cake. The town council did the equivalent of, well, this is just on new homes, let them buy a pre-existing home. Way to show an utter ignorance of the real estate market. In today's market, pre-existing homes are bid above asking by cash buyers. First-time home buyers don't have a chance. They are bid out of the market. With new builds, it's a contract price with the builder. It's not a bidding war. That utterly ignorant statement coming out of the town council went to show, listen, I don't expect town council members to know everything about everything right off the bat. But if you're going to vote and promote over the course of several meetings a tax increase, and you haven't bothered to do the background study of how it's going to affect people, get out of here. And of course, I went to that meeting and I said, just because you're sitting behind a fancy bench there doesn't give you the right to steal from people. Government is forced. Don't ever forget it. They love me in town council. Particularly when I offered to buy them a current copy of Robert's Rules of Order as well. They were freaking using the 10th. All right, we're going to get started now. And the crowd's all here, I can see. And I'm taking a look at my Twitch stream to make sure I'm not missing anything there. I don't know how you guys can do animated emojis, but I think you can. Because I have a little setting here that says animated emotes can be disabled in settings, which makes me think they're enabled now. I want someone, if you know how to make animated emojis for Twitch, I want Bunchy. We need an animated emoji of Bunchy, don't we? Because and I see it there. Thank you. I see the animated emoji there. I'm glad to see them now, but we definitely need Bunchy. We definitely do, because Nick Sarwark's a sore loser who thinks he needs to start his own national party. And I'm hoping our lawyer says we can sue him to kingdom come. Okay. Let's go to the issue, shall we? And sorry that I can't keep comments on the screen. You want to know what? I should experiment with just like maybe a tiny little thing where at least one comment will appear, even though they'll start to, you know what I'm saying. I should try to figure out how to do, because I like seeing the comments right on the main screen. Okay, we're not going to jump all over like we did last time, because that got confusing. We're just going to start from the beginning, even though, and I hate this, this could just be because I'm used to digital, but you know, in these old print copies, I know that cover space was at a premium, and so was second page, and that's why they used to just put part of the article on the covers page and then go continued on page 7. I get it, but I just hate it. I hate having to go to another page. You know, that's not really like a thing so much now, but I still hate it. So we're going to start with voters picking up Tuccelli message. If you remember Jerome Tuccelli, who's the author of it, it usually starts with Ayn Rand. That's a book that he wrote. He also wrote a book called Radical Libertarianism, but he was running in New York. So we're going to do that. You can see a picture of him in the upper left there and also down on the bottom. So voters picking up Tuccelli message. You know the FLP. FLP stands for Free Libertarian Party. That was the New York affiliate, because for some reason I don't really understand why. I think it's because Liberal Party was on the ballot there, and New York decided Libertarian was too close to Liberal, so they had to be the Free Libertarian Party. That's, I think, what I'm understanding. And by the way, that should give some people some pause as well. The people who think that the National LP's got a bullshit trademark case, which I don't think is true, if you start doing these spin-offs where, you know, you're unhappy because you lost a convention 5 months ago, even if somehow some court makes a wrong decision that we don't have a trademark on the name, the fact is states don't allow confusingly similar names on the ballot. And if you think you're going to use the word libertarian, think again. Your state SOS is not going to allow it. Just saying. Have fun with the Keystone Party. Okay, you know the FLP. They're that New York bunch who spend so much time debating how many libertarians can or should dance on the head of a pin. 1, because they're the only true libertarian. They're also the group who picked up 9,000 votes and unprecedented public attention for libertarianism in last week's New York mayoralty race. Oh, but to go back to that Free Libertarian Party thing, I don't know how that got resolved. I know they were the Free Libertarian Party. My stream quality has been lowered because my internet connection's not fast enough. What the hell? Comcast, everyone's probably turning on their internet right now. I'm sorry if you're getting some slowness. But I'm not sure how that was resolved, because I think the Liberal Party is still on the ballot in New York. Anyone from New York here, and you can let me know, please let me know. I'd be super curious. And I am looking at Twitch, and the stream quality did get really shitty there for a second. Comcast. I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm using Ethernet. It's just Comcast. They're the gang who collected nearly 40,000 signatures to qualify for the state ballot this year, then gathered for a crucial campaign strategy meeting which ended in a frenzied balloon fight. Ooh, they had a bunch of loonies. Those never. If you don't know what a loony is, don't Google it at work. Just don't Google it at work. I warned you. And they're the ones who are about to pull off a minor miracle by garnering the 50,000 plus votes they need to capture a permanent line on the New York state ballot. Permanent as in not really permanent, because New York just kept screwing us and screwing us and screwing us. Those who still doubt this last might be interested in the fact that the New York Times, which never devoted a single article to Fran Youngstein's mayoral candidacy, has already printed 5 stories on Jerry Tuccelli's activities in pursuit of the governorship. They might also want to read George F. Will's Washington Post column entitled The Chester A. Arthur Test, unless they've already seen it in their local papers. I want to circle that because I want to see what that is. And I'll share it with you guys. I'll look it up on newspapers.com. Mr. Will notes that the FLP's modest and practical goal of 50,000 votes lauds Tuccelli and his ideas and remarks. We should wish him success. By the way, Chester A. Arthur was a U.S. president. Okay, I'm going to show my ignorance here, and I never mind showing my ignorance. I never was much interested in U.S. politics or history, to be honest with you. I was very much into ancient history and Roman history before I got involved in the LP. Am I the only one who did not know there was a president named Chester Arthur? I don't think I've ever heard that name before in my frickin' life. Am I the only one that's ignorant like that? I'll admit it when I'm ignorant. Am I the only one? Have you heard of President Chester Arthur? Okay. Who actually cut taxes, spending, and the national debt. Well, for a guy I never heard of, I like him already. But preferred fishing to governing. Tuccelli and a dozen supporters gathered in front of the building where Arthur was sworn in as president. So he's sworn in New York? I've never heard of this guy. This must have been really early if he was sworn in New York. Jerry offering a rod and reel as an inducement to any politician who would emulate Arthur or just go jump in a lake. Tilt 247 says he's heard of Chester A. Arthur. Hats off to you. If I don't have a hat on, but if I had one, I'd take it off to you because I've never had. God, this damn gaping in my shirt. I'm giving everyone... It's not showing up on camera, I see. I'd be giving you all a peep show. That was the first in a seemingly endless series of stunts, which have attempted with reasonable success to dramatize libertarian views in a style that makes good copy for the press and good sense to the voters. I need to rescan this issue of LP News. There's, see that crease there? Made it difficult for me to read. Plus this masthead is in color. It's not showing up in color in the scan, so this scan needs to be redone. It was probably one we had already, and I'm grateful for the volunteers. And Charles Lazara says he was number 21. Wow. 1881 to 1885. Okay. Keeping track of their press coverage has been a full-time job. They've already papered one whole wall with clippings from around the state. And here's where I'm not going to be able to read again. There's like a really bad line through this. Another gimmick had Jerry Tuccelli manning a push cart in front of City Hall. I'm going to try to read this. Grinding away hot dogs with the 8% tax bite removed. That's good. And 8%, well, it's probably a lot more than that in New York now. The media ate it up. Bada bing. People who do things like that might just as well print up Tuccelli dollars in denominations of 50,000 and distribute them on Wall Street to illustrate how rampant spending causes inflation, or crash East Side Manhattan singles bars, arouse the patrons and seduce them back to a libertarian watering hole to learn the facts of life, or organize clandestine expeditions to induce mysterious growth of light-colored grass spelling Tucelli in 10-foot letters on strategic slopes along state highways. They might do these things, and they have. I like this campaign. Now they're making final preparations to erect a pyramid at the, turn to page 7. I hate doing that. Let me find page 7. Albany Mall project to point up the similarity between the tombs built for Egypt's pharaohs by slave labor and modern monuments to politicians. Oh, let me go to that page on here. Okay, here we go. Financed coercively. And there's even talk of reenacting Lady Godiva's equestrian streak, recalling that she was actually protesting his lordship's high taxes. Inevitably, any serious campaign has certain characteristics, like hand-shaking tours and booths at state fairs, but even these are enlivened by the free libertarian touch. Imagine kids dragging their parents halfway across the fairgrounds to the place where they'll give you a free balloon, inscribed to Tucelli Governor, naturally, if only mommy or daddy will fill out a questionnaire or just sign a nominating petition. Then picture the unsuspecting mommies and daddies mesmerized by a sophisticated 4-screen light show. That's pretty snazzy for then. Spelling out Tucelli for Governor, Free Libertarian Party, a message they can't ignore. Tucelli for Governor. Then there's a rule that any serious candidate has to have TV commercials. But nowhere does it say that you're supposed to have a harried-looking fellow walking past decks of bureaucratic tax collectors who viciously snatch away his briefcase, jacket, tie, and inevitably his shirt, then switch to a picture of Jerry Tucelli and the message strategy. To accomplish this much, FLP has spent nearly $60,000. That is a lot. And no, I have not heard of that book. Mutual 7 Freedom is asking me if I've ever heard of a book, A Libertarian Walks Into a Bear, and the Grafton County Project. Never heard of it. Okay, so they raised 60 grand. That's a lot. That's a lot for today. That was definitely a lot for 1974. They're looking for another 100,000 to finish the job. Some of this will come out of a forum on the international liquidity crisis being hosted by Dr. Murray Rothbard for securities analysts. More from a theater benefit and an increasing number of small donations from around the state. There's also the hope that dedicated libertarians nationwide will get involved by sending contributions, and it gives an address. And Mutual is saying, my friend is telling me it was a council run by libertarians run by the Free State Project. But it may continue. I have a feeling it's a hit piece. Never, ever heard of it. I don't know if we have Justin or anyone from the Free State Project online. They might, watching, they might know. All right, let's go back to page 1. Again, this is not going to be a terribly long show with these covering these really long issues of LP News. I just try to do a half hour to 45 minutes. So we are, you want to know what? I actually think that's all we're going to do for tonight, because I don't want to cut short talking about Kay Harif, and I think a half hour's a good length. Though I will give it a few minutes to see if anyone has any questions or comments, and to remind you that all super chats matter, and to pimp my Castle Rock campaign one more time. I'm trying, let me let you know what my immediate plans are, because it might inspire you. I'm starting to buffer. I'm sorry, my Comcast connection's not good. Let's go back to the main screen. Oh, hold on. Don't want to do that. Want to go. One sec. Here. Okay. I hit the wrong button. Okay. Oh, God. Alrighty. So, my Castle Rock campaign. Karen for Castle Rock. My first goal is I'm going to door knock every Libertarian in my district. And I think there's about 170 of them. Before I do that, I need to have yard signs and I need to have literature. Because I want to give every Libertarian who wants one a yard sign. And obviously, every door is getting a piece of literature. So I can't start my door knocking till I at least raise enough money to get a certain number of yard signs and to print up literature. So that's what I am raising money for now. So again, if you feel like you could even just throw in $5, it would be great. That's 2 yard signs, or just under 2 yard sign. Oh, I see that. And I'm sorry, Craig, it's a little choppy. My Comcast connection's not good right now. I'm super, super sorry. So I'll get going, because since my connection's not so hot. Again, I see the buffering on Twitch, by the way. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, thank you all. I hope you have an awesome night. And again, super, super, and it's telling me some settings that I can put in on Twitch. Sorry about the buffering. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and I will see you later.